in June or July, Andrej Karpathy at Y Combinator said, hey, we're in for the decade of agents as opposed to AGI in 2027. And a few weeks ago, Richard Sutton was on the Dwarkesh podcast and basically explained why. And Dwarkesh, I think, has been doing a good job of fleshing out why the current technology paradigm is not enough potentially to get us to AGI. And then Sam Altman came out, I think, also in June or July and said, hey, it's going to be a more gentle singularity. I've actually been surprised by how, gradual the change has been as opposed to being sort of this crazy change. And so for me, there's this contrast between what I think of as like the lunchroom conversation at these big labs. Like you have these 25-year-olds sitting around lunch being like, AGI is 100 days away. No, it's 200 days away. No, it's 300 days away. And like the highest status person is the person who says it's 100 days away because they're the most aggressive. And then but you contrast that against like the true thought leaders and godfathers of AI, the people who've really invented this category, people like Richard Sutton, people like Andrej Karpathy, people like Ilya Sutskever, who said in December that pre-training is dead. And those people think, hey, the timeline's actually like 20 years, 30 years, etc. And so I think that contrast is probably the biggest thing that's being underestimated. And I think the irony of that is that it's actually the people who are the forward-thinking leaders who sort of led us down this path. Like the path we're on was invented by these people who are raising the most concern or saying the timeline is longest. And it's the people who've been in AI the shortest who I think are saying like, hey, it's going to come tomorrow. And I think there's sort of this experience curve of these things are just hard and they take time. And by the way, just to say this, because it's so important, it's like, if this happens, it's a cataclysmic event in the history of our species. So it doesn't really matter if it happens in 200 days or 50 years. What matters is that it does happen.